Yeah, if I didn't love you brothers and sisters that's watching this video who believe that they are the real deal authentic children of Israel, who call themselves Hebrew Israelites, Ibari people, linking back to Ibari people in Africa, people who worry about their life. Y'all really do not pay attention to context clues. A lot of us was able to go into these Gentile schools, right? In Babylon, we call America, right? Spiritually Egypt, spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah, right? All this wickedness going on, right? One nation under Yahuwah, God, right? man. But understand that y'all are bewitched. Y'all really do not pay attention to Torah. Y'all not really listening to Moses. Moses ain't tricking y'all. Y'all the one that decided to go up under the covenant. Your righteousness is through the laws through Moses. From the Most High to Moses to the 12 tribes of Israel. But understand that also in Torah, you need to look it up, do your own research, that if a stranger, you got to understand that if the strangers decides to take hold of the covenant, y'all need to be trying to show them the way. Why you think a lot of heathens cling to the Most High? They want to know, they inquire about your power. Yahuwah, your Elohim, right? Who is really our Elohim. I wonder if he's really y'all Elohim, because y'all don't really listen to Moses. Cause look at verse 58. You worrying about verse 68 about the ships in English. You not worrying about this in English. It says if thou, meaning y'all, not including me, y'all. I'm on the Luke 22:20, Mark 9:7. I know that the old covenant has been made obsolete. It was counted as faultless. Or there is some fault into the old because of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't gonna say y'all. I'm gonna say in the Israelites before. The Israelites of old. Right? Which is why the Mashiach had to come. You need to read this highlighted verse. It says, if thou wilt not observe to do all the words of this law. This law. You read in the last book of Moses. This law. That are written in this book. It's not talking about where the KJV at. It's not talking about the whole volume. You can't use the precept to go to the New Testament talking about the whole volume of the book. This is before the New Testament. This is before the apostles that you read about. It's not talking about the whole volume of the book. It's strictly talking about Deuteronomy, aka DEBRAIM, the second law, the second written of the law. It says written in this book. When you deal with Moses and the Torah, which is 5 books, right? Instructions given to Moses, Moshe, Masha. You realize that when it say this book is talking about this scroll, particularly Deuteronomy, that you call Deuteronomy, out of all the books, because every scroll was separate. You know what I'm saying? You got a scroll of the book of the kings. You got the kings of Israel. That's including Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom. You know what I'm saying? Telling you about the kings before they split and even after they had split into 2. You know, you read about the book of Jasher. You read about the book of, you know, the prophets individually. You know what I'm saying? Reading about these scrolls. You know what I'm saying? So when it said this book is talking about this scroll, this particular scroll, that thou mayest fear this glorious and fearful name, the Lord thy God. Now we finna look at this in the Hebrew. They tell y'all in the Hebrew Israelite camps that y'all need to go and get a Hebrew name. So they tell you to go and get the Hebrew name, and you know they also made the doctrine that they don't mind dealing with the Hebrew, but but in another breath they'll say, can the Hebrew save you? It could save you by enlightening you what you need to know. You Ibry, you Ibry. If you don't think that the Hebrew can save you, then why you change your name that your parents named you? You know what I'm saying? When a parent names their child, it means something unto them. Every name means something. You know what I'm saying? So it's showing honor to your mother and your father. A lot of stuff that I'm saying is already written in my heart, that they call the mind, right? The heart is the mind, right? Alright then. What covenant y'all really a part of, man? Look at this. You need to read this slowly. In Hebrew, you gotta read right to left. Y'all need to have the Hebrew thought behind of what y'all reading. I deal with the thought behind what you're reading. I deal with the King James Version, but it's all about the thought behind what you're reading. If you ain't using the Hebrew mindset to understand scriptures, whether they in Greek, whether they in Amharic, whether they in Amharic, the Ethiopian language, or whatever language that's out here now, if you don't have the Hebraic thought, then you ain't gonna really understand a lot of these things, because you don't seek the spiritual gifts according to Paul in 1 Corinthians 12, chapter 12. How you going to understand those and not truly understand the body parts of Christ? But y'all really ain't part of the body in 1 Corinthians 12, because y'all went back up under the old covenant, which is broken, that has been declared obsolete. Christ is pushing the better covenant. He's pushing the most excellent ministry, the better ministry. Y'all of the old ministry, the broken ministry. Y'all toting the old and the new at the same time. You folks are double dutching all over the place. It says, if not, do observe, to observe all the words law of this that are written book. This in this book, to fear name. The fear the name, ath means the name, majestic and fearful. This they said the Lord, but it's Yahuwah. They say Yahweh, but it's Yahuwah. The proper name of the God of Israel, right? Your God, your Elohim. So GOCC, this is a cut for you too. It ain't Ahaya Shai Ahaya. It's in the scriptures. But y'all gotta repent, man. That's all I want y'all to do. Luke 22:20. Shalom.